We welcome you to this broadcast of the Varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We are at the Botkins Athletic Complex, the Coliseum, where the Parkway Panthers will take on the Botkins Trojans. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. You're looking live here at the Coliseum, where the Parkway Panthers are about ready to take on the Botkins Trojans. My name's Brandon Coverman, and alongside me, Jeremy Plyman. And Jeremy, we take a look at this game, and there's a lot of good non-conference opponents on Botkins' schedule this year. This might be the best one out there in the Parkway Panthers. They sit at 10-0, 3-0, and right at the top of the Midwest Athletic Conference with a very, very talented roster here.
These young ladies are loaded. They come out number one ranked in the RPI and the Martin RPI in Northwest Ohio. They come in with led by two seniors, Allison Hughes and Gabrielle Stober.
Again, Stober already hit the 1,000-point mark, averaging 17.2 points a game. Hughes averaging a double-double with 13 points, or nearly 13 points a game, and 13 rebounds here a game as well. And taking a look at the home team, the Botkins Trojans. The Trojans sitting at 7-5 on the year. They were 6-1 to start, a 4-game losing streak. They snapped it last Thursday in a game you and I called against Anna, which they won by 4. Now looking to kind of, figure things out ever since the injury to Janelle Plattfoot.
Yeah, and we talked about that a little bit last week there on Thursday, everybody trying to find their little role now as things have adjusted. And you look to Dee Pitts had 13 points last week in that win, leads the team in rebounding at 5'7". She'll be matched with the task tonight of trying to go rebound for rebound with Allison Hughes. I would imagine Kennedy Dosek's going to draw the assignment here full time of Allison Hughes here tonight. So, that was a big win for them on Thursday night. Kind of right the ship a little bit, get going. Play with Parkway coming to town here tonight. You can get this one. This one would be one to hang your hat on for the rest of the year, because this is a good Parkway Panthers team.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Back here on NKTelco Sports as we get ready for our Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups. And again, this is the 19th all-time meeting between Parkway and Botkins as they introduce the officials here tonight.
Mr. Seth Milton and Mr. Scott Hartley. Gentlemen, welcome to Botkins High School.
As we get ready, first We'll introduce the Parkway Lady Panthers, our Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups. Number 4, 6-foot senior, Gabrielle Stober. Number 10, 6'2" senior, Allison Hughes. Number 14, Audrey Nichols, 5'6" junior. Number 25, 5'9" senior, Emery Niddle. And rounding out the lineup, number 31, 5'8" junior, Paige Williamson. The head coach of the Parkway Panthers is Dan Williamson. And our Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups here for the home team, the Botkins Trojans, sitting at 7-5 on this season as we hit kind of the midway point of the season. Again, the second round of double round robin of Shelby County action starting up this week for most teams, as Botkins looks like they'll have the bye. They don't play again until January 10th against Fort Laramie, as we get ready to introduce the starting lineups here, again brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. And they introduce head coach Tyler Carson in his first season leading the Botkins Trojans. 5-foot senior, number 3, Lydia Dietz. 5'3" junior, number 2, Camden Paul. .58" junior, number 5, Mulaney Maurer. .56" sophomore, number 12, Delana Pitts. And rounding out the lineup, number 11, 5'7" senior, Kennedy Dosek. So for Botkins, that's Paul, Dietz, Maurer, Dosek, and Pitts. Again, head coach is Tyler Carson. Thanks to Emerson Climate Technology for sponsoring those starting lineups. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, Jeremy, taking a look for the Parkway Panthers.
Coach Dan Williamson thinks 3 keys to the Parkway to get a win tonight. Keep them out of the paint as much as possible when they drive. Handle their pressure both in the full court and in the half court, and win the rebounding and turnover battle.
And next, taking a look for Botkins and their keys to the game.
Tyler Carson said rebound, 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 and contain Gabrielle Stober.
And thanks to Keyhole Pizza for sponsoring those starting lineups here, as Stober controls the basketball on the inside. Pass to Hughes just wide, and 15 seconds in, and it's a Parkway turnover. And taking a look at this Botkins team, taking a look at some of the stats here, and Trojans averaging 23 points a game, or 23 3-pointers a game. Excuse me. We know they like to fire it up from the outside.
We did notice on Thursday night against Anna, they got a little bit more patient than they normally have been.
They have, and they got that 36-32 win over the Rockets, and are sit at 3-3 in the Shelby County Athletic League, as Paul with the basketball on the left side, trying to open this Parkway defense up, and like Dosek stepped on the line. Each team will trade turnovers to start out. And Botkins going to apply a little pressure. Back off it, be a little light with it. As they get a tip, Stober with the basketball. Again, Parkway undefeated on the season, 10-0, 3-0 in the MAC, which we know is no easy task.
Dee Pitts has drawn the task of guarding Gabrielle Stober.
And she gets a deflection, ball in the corner, ball over to Williamson. Williamson on the inside. Up. Ball goes back out to Stober. So we've had a minute run by here. No score yet on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Stober rips through. Stober drives. Might have got away with a walk. It's tipped out off Parkway. It'll be Botkins basketball. So again, nice defensive stand there by the Trojans. Parkway really patient on that possession. Didn't get anything out of it.
First 2 possessions, you can see Parkway, they want to go inside to Stober and Hughes here. Take advantage of their height advantage.
Ball over to Lydia Dietz. Dietz gets a shot fake. Back over to Maurer on the left wing. Maurer drives. Maurer rips through, lays it in. And Botkins has a 2-0 lead on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Mulaney just found the hole in the middle there and went at it.
Stober on top of the key, trying to drive on the inside. Gets the ball back up to Williamson. Back in the corner to Stober. Stober being guarded by Maurer. In the corner, Williamson. Williamson going to fire a high arcing three. It's no good. There on the weak side rebound, there is Hughes, and couldn't quite put it in. Like he said, Hughes averages a double-double. Averages just shade under 13 points a game and just over 13 rebounds. Left side, Maurer. In the corner to Dosek. Back over to Pitts. Pitts drives. She likes to go to that right hand, ripping through, and she's going to be given a shooting foul here. And Pitts was player of the game, and we kind of talked about how well she's played, being thrust in that starting lineup role ever since Chanel Plattfoot went down.
Yeah, she's one of them that Coach Tyler Carson is looking to right now to really pick up the slack from having Janelle Plattfoot out. Misses on the first one of the pair, and she'll get another one. Jana Metz into the game for Lydia Dietz here.
And Pitts misses the first. Pitts cannot connect on the second one, so an empty trip for the Trojans as they lead 2-0 with 5:35 to go here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. In the first quarter, Stober in the lane, and will shoot two.
She guarded that time by Camden Paul. She gave her just a little bit of a hesitation out there, about 30 foot from the basket, and then just put her head down and went straight to the rim.
And one thing we kind of talked about Botkins ever since the injury to Janelle Plattfoot is, maybe not as much depth there as you'd like. So you got to be, considerate too with your fouls, and that's the first on Camden Paul as Stober ties it up.
And Camden's one they definitely don't need any foul trouble on. Dee Dee Pitts guarded Stober the first couple times down the floor, but I would imagine the majority of the night, that's going to be on Camden Paul to guard her. And Camden's elite defensively, and like you said, she might only be 5 foot, but she is strong.
Paul back over to Pitts. Pitts trying to drive on the inside. Kicks out to Dosek. Dosek picks up her dribble, back out over to Pitts. She gets a shot fake. 5 minutes here to go. First quarter knotted up at 2. Paul back over to Pitts. Again, the Trojans being very patient. Ball tipped out front by Niddle. It's going to stay with the Trojans. Dosek in the corner. Dosek feeds it over to Maurer. She couldn't quite corral it. Parkway off and running. Hughes to the left side. Williamson back out to Stober. Again, they're just liking Stober going right at Camden Paul. And it's going to stay with Parkway. As we have a first substitution coming from the Parkway bench. It'll be number 22, Adria Miller, a 5'6" sophomore. Now, it looks like Parkway's kind of seen the size advantage that Stober has on Paul. They're trying to get her the ball. Stober fires from the corner. Shot is no good. Metz couldn't corral it, and Parkway catches a break there.
Yeah, obviously Coach Williamson likes the size advantage with Stober and the way she's able to handle the basketball.
On a little screen there, they try to get Stober the ball again. Great defense by Camden Paul. 3 from the left wing, off the mark. Metz corrals the rebound. It was Williamson from the left side, missed the 3. They were trying to get a post up there for Stober, it looked like, but Paul did a nice job of keeping her out the lane, didn't allow her to post up. And there's a steal at half court and a foul on Dosek. And that ball is stolen there by that just recently entered in Adria Miller, as entering in is number 20, Reagan McPherson.
Substitution checking in for the Trojan, number 20, Reagan McPherson.
Reagan McPherson, straight out of the JV game, played a couple quarters there. They're using her and Jana Metz to try to replace a little bit of the time that Janelle Plattfoot. So
they run Williamson off a screen. Shot no good. Hughes cannot corral the rebound, and Maurer gets it. Botkins calling out set play. Maurer right the Trojan logo. 3:44 to go here in the first quarter. Low scoring. We're tied at 2. Paul over to Metz. Give it over to McPherson on the right wing. Trying to get it inside. Hughes picks it off. Hughes in the open floor, pushes it, tries to push up ahead to Adria Miller, and It's been a sloppy first quarter here. Again, we mentioned it's our first game of the year on NKTelco Sports on a Monday night. That's tough to ask for any team.
We talked about this a little bit in the JV game, and it seemed like that's kind of what went on in the JV game. Took a little bit to get going in the first quarter. You know, both teams weren't real crisp, weren't real sharp offensively, and we kind of got the same thing going here with the varsity game.
Pitch just misses the pressure bunny there. Stober, one-handed pass up ahead to Williamson. She spins on the inside. Shot goes in and out. Hughes with another board. Shot no good, but the rebound goes down to Pitts, and she straddles that sideline. Poked away. Parkway going to try to get something here maybe in transition as Miller slows it down. Botkins very active on the defensive end. It's going to stay with the Panthers.
The Trojans, one of their problems right now in this 2-2 game, 5 turnovers already in less than 5.5 minutes.
So Audrey Nichols back in for Parkway. Nice straight up defense there that go out on. It's going to say it went out on the Botkins. There's, you know, Parkway hasn't really shot the ball well, but they've got some second chances here as Williamson wide open in the corner. They just missed shots like that in the first quarter.
That last matchup there with Mulaney Maurer on Stober, I would imagine that's one that Coach Carson really doesn't want to see happen too often there. That's a matchup that's advantage probably to Parkway.
Maurer kicks it out to Paul. Camden Paul, left wing, fires. It's off the mark, and this ice-cold shooting by both sides continues. Stober in transition, trying to work on Camden Paul. Paul on the exchange over to Williamson on the inside. Kicks it out to Miller. Miller blows by McPherson, shoots the jumper from the short corner. And Parkway's got their first lead of the night at 4-2.
Nice pump fake there by Adria Miller. Gave him a little head fake, went right around him.
Maurer had a 2-on-1. The Parkway defense closed in on her quickly. And again, Coach Williamson pointing out to Maurer. He said, shooter, shooter.
Trojans in their 5-out offense here.
McPherson from the top of the key off the mark. The lefty couldn't get it to fall. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
The Trojans have struggled to get anything to go down, but the defense from Parkway and their length just causing the Trojans a lot of issues. There's Lydia Dietz with the steal, though.
And again, you have to think at times, too, you maybe play this game similar to the way you played, maybe a little, you have to probably adjust a little differently to the way they played that Russia game in that first half. They played a very good defensive game that first half and battled against some good size.
That was 20-20 at halftime there also. And then after Janelle Plattfoot went out, then it seemed like they struggled to contain, you know, Kate Sherman on the block.
Niddle on the left side. Ball works over to the right side, and Adria Miller. Miller cross-court pass Williamson. She steps into a 3-ball off the mark. Maurer, nice box out to get the rebound there. 30 seconds to go. Low-scoring quarter. It's 4-2.
Williamson's come out of the gate not hesitating in this first half. She's 0 for 5 on 3 and had some very good open looks.
Maurer gets the basketball back. Pitts at the score table is picked. Stober wide open in the clear. Stober lays it in and gets the bucket for Parkway. 8 seconds to go here. Trojans got to work quickly. Maurer across the half-court line. Maurer's got to get something to fall. She's going to shoot the deep 3, and Stober says no way. And a prayer well short at the horn. It's a low-scoring one, but a tight one here. Parkway 6, Botkins 2 after 8 minutes of play here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
Back here on NKTelco Sports, we'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of girls high school basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or on HD on Channel 503. Catch the replays of this game Thursday, January 12th at 5 p.m. and Saturday, January 14th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And after 8 minutes of play, our score in this contest, Parkway 6, Botkins 2, and a low-scoring contest there, and Stober gets the steal and misses the wide-open layup. What effort there from Delana Pitts.
That's 3 possessions in a row there. Stober's caused some issues out front with Mulaney Maurer. That's 2 steals in the block at the end of the quarter.
And there's going to be a foul, and maybe, too, if you're Coach Carson, you've seen that happen a couple times. Maybe Camden Paul's got to bring up the ball now.
Yeah, I think that's probably the adjustment you want to make here is to get Camden off, get Mulaney off the point and have Camden run it. Or maybe a Lydia Dietz here.
Dietz in the lane. Shot is blocked there on the inside. Again, this length causing the Trojans some issues. Like we said, they've seen size, but they haven't seen maybe this length yet this year. Yeah. Very active on the defensive end is Parkway.
Length and athleticism, especially out of a young lady like Stober and Williamson, just very athletic. Now they're going to try to post Stober on the block. She's going to try to take Camden to the block here.
Again, good defense there by Dosek and Paul to not let Stober get that. Tried to cut on the inside over to Avery White, entered in the ball game for the first time.
Wright passed one up there, probably had one.
Avery White, basketball on the right side over to Hughes in the corner. Ball back over to White. As the Trojans the Panthers being patient here. 6.5 minutes to go to halftime. Kick it out and fire a 3. Williamson off the mark. She's been struggling with that shot tonight. She's had it open a couple times, but she hasn't proved to hit it yet. Dosek in the corner. Back out to Pitts.
The Panthers were 0 for 6 from 3 in the first quarter. Now they're 0 for 7 from 3 alone.
Dosek on the inside. Drew some contact on the... No, they're going to say she's going to shoot too. Coach Williamson disagreeing with that call there. It's going to be second against Avery White. 3rd team foul.
If you're Coach Carson, you feel real good about where you're at right now. Even though you have struggled a little bit offensively, you're only down 6-3.
You know, again, it's just the fact, too, of, you look at this team, Parkway's 10-0, Botkins 7-5. I'm sure a lot of people, if you had to predict this game, are probably predicting Parkway to win. It's just the fact of Botkins just hanging around, letting Parkway know you're here, and they're doing that by staying within 2 here as both shots are hit there.
And the Trojans they're outsized, but they are very quick. And there's a bucket by Allison Hughes to get her on the board tonight.
Again, Hughes averaging that double-double. Pitts to the basket. Is fouled, and again, the Botkins penetration's been effective here the last few possessions, and it gets them to the charity stripe again.
It's one of the things Coach Williamson talked about in our keys to the game of, containing their penetration, containing them offensively.
And Pitts going to the line. She's right at 50%, and she nails the first one on the season, so she missed a pair of free throws earlier. Again, could kind of been an up-and-down season for her at the charity stripe.
Britton Bruns into the game had a real nice JV game before this one, had 12 or 13 points in the game and really was in control of that offensively for the whole time. Now she's seeing some varsity action.
Ball in the corner. Goes back out over to Bruns, and Paul gets in there and steals it. Paul ahead of the pack, lays it in. Camden Paul gets in the box score and cuts the Parkway lead to 1 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Botkins come with a little pressure themselves. Pitts might have got away with a little wraparound. And there's a timeout by Coach Tyler Carson. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip this year on NKTelco Sports. And we'd like to thank our sponsors here on NKTelco Sports. They are Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Beckman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, St. Henry Bank, SecureCom, and Wilson Health. Keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Think First. Starting lineups are brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. This timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. Our player of the game from Botkins, which Jeremy and I will name at the end of this game, is brought to you by NKTelco. And so coming out of that Precision Strip timeout, seemed like Parkway was maybe grasping a little control with a couple steals, but a missed-blown layup there by Stober. And Botkins penetrating and getting to the basket now has got this to a 1-point lead for Parkway.
And I think Coach Williamson wanted to talk about, coming back out, what they were going to do against that zone press that the Trojans were laying in 2-2-1 there.
And missed three by Maurer, but they get the shot, or they get the ball back, and there's a jump ball as there was that length from Parkway on display right there. It was a nice take to the basket by Paul, but Parkway just played really good straight-up defense there. Did a nice job of bothering the shot from Camden Paul, and Parkway, again, patient against this pressure. Again, the Panthers 10-0. Division III this year. Was ranked number 1 in that Martin RPI that came out, something new that the Northwest District will use for their seeding this year. Again, the coaches will pick where they want to go, but usually the seeds in the past have been done by just coaches' vote. Middle in the corner for three, got it to fall. And the Panthers, I'd say, Jeremy, were about due for one of those.
They were about due for one. That makes them 1 for 8 on the evening. And now they're going to try their own little hand at some run and jump here.
Cross-court pass over to Maurer in the corner to Dosek. Great recovery by the Panthers. They get over to a wide-open Dietz, though, and the shot does not fall for Lydia Dietz. Ball in the corner, back out over to Bruns, again, who had 13 points in that 12 points in that JV contest. Drives to her right side, gets that shot to fall. Britton Bruns extends the Panther lead out to a game-high 6 points.
Parkway in a 1-2-2. Might have been a diamond in one.
Mulaney Maurer, high arcing shot, bangs out. And with 3:40 to go, Parkway up 6. Sensing a little bit of flow on offense now for the Panthers, something that they really hadn't had their first quarter and a half.
I feel like this is a big defensive possession here for the Trojans, and they just go down low. Allison Hughes. Good help there from Dee Pitts.
Ooh, and a kind of a rough foul there from Hughes as that's her first, team's 5th. And again, you said it there, and you were right there. It's a big defensive possession. They did a nice job of taking off that baseline away from Parkway.
And what we see a lot of times that Coach Carson's teams does, they will front that post even though they're undersized, but then get a lot of help on the backside. And Dee Pitts came from the backside there, and then Lydia Dietz ended up with the strip, and the 14 inches she's given up to Allison Hughes both ended up on the floor.
Pitts driving back over to McPherron. McPherron going to try out a three, just in and out. Metz, weak side, rebound, right place, right time. Big bucket for the Trojans.
Good offensive rebound. That's just working around in there, trying to find an open spot, and Jana Metz found it.
13-9 our score in this low-scoring game, as there's a turnover. And, a couple possessions in a row for Parkway to get a bucket. You sense they have the momentum, but Botkins gets a defensive stand, a turnover, a bucket, and another turnover.
That's 4 on the quarter now for the Parkway Panthers. 4 turnovers. In the first quarter, the Trojans were struggling with some turnovers, and now this time, the Panthers are.
And McPherron picked up her pivot foot. Again, the Trojans average just about 12 turnovers a game, so that's pretty solid taking care of the basketball. If you can about 10 to 12 turnovers, it's a decent range to be in high school basketball.
Real good.
Middle with the basketball on the left side, 2:26 to go here in the first quarter. Hughes to the basket,
nice
drew some
play.
Contact, and it was a good design, and Botkins just couldn't quite get in position there.
They ran Stober to the block, and instead of her posting up, she turned right back around on a little curl screen, and then allowed Hughes to come off the right there, so they used all that kind of coverage in the middle of the lane there.
First free throw no good by Hughes, and Adrian Miller be back in for Parkway and Kennedy Dosek in for Botkins. Again, that's a good design because they tried to post up Stober, but Paul has made it so hard for her to actually post up.
And we talked about that. Camden is, even though she's 5 foot, she is quick. And not only is she quick, she is, strong young lady. So that gives Stover is trying to get down there and use her length, but there's a turnover.
Williamson gets it back over to Niddle. Niddle going to try a 3 of her own. It rims out. Metz comes down with the board. Pitts pushing it up in the forecourt. She's going to the right side. Going to kick it out to Dosek. Back over to Paul. Paul going to shot fake. Go right around that Parkway defense and score. That was a thing of beauty from there, right there from Camden Paul.
She gave a little pump. She gave a little pump fake. She loves to take those open threes, but she gave that little pump fake and then got in the middle of the lane and then just kind of tossed it up over the top, a little floater.
Good kick by Hughes, by Dosek, who, if that would have got to Hughes, would have been a high percentage bucket there.
Trojans are going to be in a 2-3 zone here as Parkway runs a flat and goes right to Allison Hughes.
And she walked. And that's a good call there by the side official. Hughes complaining about that. Hughes frustrated. She's saying no, she didn't. Very good call there from the sideline official. She picked up her pivot foot ever so slightly, but a good call there.
She went up over the top, and who was right underneath her? Camden Paul with her hands active, and it kind of gave her a little bit of a uncertainty.
Pitts with the basketball, top of the key. Trojans trailing by 3. Maurer on the left side. Ball goes up over to Pitts. Pitts driving on the inside. Back over to Paul. Paul, if she can hit this, ties it, and can't quite get it. Rebound will result in a tie-up. It's going to stay with the home team as Dietz comes back in the lineup.
Look who's in there causing that tie-up again. Jana Metz has played really well. She had a real nice game on Thursday, and she's in here mixing it up real well with Allison Hughes right now. Coach Carson has to be real happy about that.
Camden Paul goes to the bench here. Maybe try to see if they can get anything from Mulaney Maurer. Deep 2 from Pitts. Off the iron. Stober comes down with the rebound.
That's kind of not in Pitts' game there. She's one who can attack the hole and attack the rim, but jumpers probably aren't right up in her alley.
Botkins gets the rebound off the quick Parkway possession. Pitts to the basket for Parkway. Panthers around her, and she scores. And you just mentioned it, her going to the basket's her niche, and she scores quickly there for Delana Pitts. She's got 3 now. Stober on the right side. Stober's going to try to take Metz baseline. Good defense by Metz, and Pitts takes it away.
6 turnovers in the quarter.
Oh, kicked out to Maurer. She's going to fire a 3 off the mark. That would have gave the Trojans the lead. Parkway struggling to keep it alive, and Coach Williamson is going to take a precision strip timeout with 15.8 seconds. Good thing he didn't let that go to a jump ball because they got the arrow favoring them coming out of half.
Yeah, and it was a little sloppy there, and I think you could see him right away when it kind of got on the floor. He started yelling for a timeout, even though they didn't quite have the ball. Once they got possession, he wanted that timeout out of it. Keep the ball here. You got to imagine they're going to go to Gabrielle Stober here in this set right here with 15.8 to go.
Stober, an 1,000-point score, actually scored her 1,000-point on a game last year on NKTelco Sports, and I believe it's against the Marion Local Flyers, and it's pretty impressive in your junior year to hit it, and averages 17 points a game. Has only scored 4 this half.
They're going to go to a high set here. They're going to come.
Try to get the ball. Niddle. Pitts is there to swipe it away. Pitts going up the left side, going up against Adrian Miller. Got to kick it out. Dietz won't get it off in time, but a big defensive stand here by the Parkway Panthers. We'll head to halftime. Parkway up 14-13 on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here.
Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Back here at the halftime break here on NKTelco Sports. It's a close one here at the Coliseum. The Parkway Panthers edging out the Botkins Trojans right now by a score of 14-13. And here's our halftime numbers, Sister Jeremy Plyman.
And what we have for the Parkway Panthers, they have 14 points in the half. Shot 25% from the field, 1 of 9 from three-point line, and 75% from the free throw line on 3 of 4. They had 9 turnovers, and that might have been probably their biggest issue they were having, especially in the second quarter where they had 7 turnovers. For the Lady Trojans, they shot 23% from the field, 5 for 19, 0 for 10 from 3, and 3 for 6 from the free throw line. They were led in scoring by Camden Paul with 4 and Dee Dee Pitts with 3. For the Parkway Panthers, they are led in scoring by Gabrielle Stober with 4, and Allison Hughes and Emery Niddle with 3 points apiece.
And again, it's been low scoring, a little sloppy, but again, it's a tight ball game, and Botkins trying to play spoiler tonight to this what's been so far a perfect Parkway season.
And they both kind of had their moments where they were a little sloppy. In the first quarter, it was the Lady Trojans who were struggling with turnovers, and then in the second quarter, the Trojans went to a 2-2-1 press there and was giving the Panthers some issues there.
Let's see which adjustments each team make out of that halftime break, and Niddle couldn't quite get it to fall. Would have been a great momentum boost to start the second half, but Niddle will still get a shoot too. It's Pitt's first, team's first.
Camden Paul is pretty much, once Gabrielle Stober gives up the ball, is face guarding her, and one of the ways you can get around that then is then just use him as a screener, because she's not going to help off at all. Camden's not going to help off, and that's what they did right there. They ran Niddle on the baseline, and Gabrielle Stober set a real nice screen, and that's what got her open.
Niddle splits the pair from the line, and Paul quickly up ahead, and that's a block foul on Parkway there as Audrey Nichols will be called for the foul. Again, the team's first, only 17 seconds in. We have 2 quick fouls called. Botkins going to run a box set here on the out-of-bounds play. Ball goes in the corner to Dosek. They're going to try to run Maurer off a screen from the left wing. Can't get around Stober. Nice defense by the Panthers.
Good help side there.
Pitts wide open, steps right behind the three-point line. Got it. Delana Pitts gets it, and it's 6 points for her, and Botkins with their first lead of the night.
Dee Dee doesn't take too many of them and doesn't make too many of them either, so I would imagine Coach Williamson's willing to live with that, and then she's defensively in there causing some issues and gets a turnover.
Again, it's really nice, to watch her really grow up these past few weeks, and she's been thrusted in that starting role, and she's done a really good job with it, and now the Trojans lead by 1. Pitts on the left side with the basketball, trying to ruin this perfect Parkway Panthers season.
That was only her second 3 on the year.
Maurer to the basket, lays it in. Mulaney Maurer, their second field goal of the game. It's a 3-point Trojan lead, 18-15 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
There's that 2-2-1 press. They get it to Stober in the middle, jump shot in the middle.
And Stober with a big response, much needed for the Panthers. Stober up to a team high 6 points now. And well below her season average right now. Pitts with the basketball. Maurer in the corner to Dosek. Dosek going to fire a three. Shot no good, but Dietz there with the weak side rebound. Paul wide open on that left wing. Shoots. Dietz with another weak side rebound. Dosek all open again. They're going to call a foul. And Dietz, the smallest girl on the floor, kind of just caught it out the air. Kind of looked like a punt coming down a little bit, and she just caught it. She wasn't really in good position to put a shot up. So
no, she got both those and got right back out of the lane there because Hughes and Stober and Williamson were all looking right around at her, so she wanted nothing to do with being in there.
Dosek left side, cross-court pass to Paul, catches it in stride, just had to throw it up. And Niddle gets the rebound.
Might have got away with the travel there anyways.
Stober to the basket, back out to Williamson. Like I said, this Parkway team really didn't shoot great from three, as now the officials starting to get a little tight on the foul calls. You know, they really didn't call much the first half, but they're starting to blow the whistle a little more here as there's 4 fouls called in 2 minutes here.
Outside of Stober a little bit in the first quarter, I didn't feel like either team was really attacking the basket as hard as they are now. Both teams are really trying to get to the rim now.
Stober straddles that baseline, and Paul is there to rip it away on the floor. This Botkins Trojans, it's 1-on-4 for Dosek, and she'll wisely slow it down. And we got a scrum for the floor on the floor for the ball, and it'll be Botkins ball. Coach Carson wanted a foul there, and Adria Miller will come back in for Parkway.
Yeah, I wanted to foul there when Kennedy went to the ground on going after the basketball. Seemed like she was kind of undercut there a little bit.
Mulaney Maurer with the basketball. Botkins leading by 1, 5:35 to go here in the third quarter on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, trying to ruin the perfect Parkway Panthers season.
Gabrielle Stober guarding Maurer.
And some alliteration for some of you guys out there. Dosek misses a shot, tried to put it back in, missed it from point blank range, probably tried to hurry that up a little too much. Ball in the corner to Williamson. Williamson kicks it out. Niddle going to fire a three from the left wing. It's off the mark. And there's going to be a jump ball. Panthers will keep it. Nice job by Pitts to, force that jump ball. Didn't make it an offensive rebound, but helps change the arrow.
Parkway in that flat offensive set out of bounds.
Williamson with the ball on the left wing, back out to Niddle. Niddle in the corner. Niddle driving toward the basket, absorbs some contact. No foul call. Paul up ahead, and the ball hit off Stober's foot, and that should have probably been a kick. It's going to be a jump ball. Coach Carson wisely and correctly wanting a kick there, and he should have got one. Paul dribbled it off. I believe it was Stober's foot.
Yeah, that was interesting why that was not called there. Even being inadvertent, it's still a kick. Interesting matchup here. Allison Hughes guarding Dee Pitts on the floor.
Mahar can't get that shot off due to the length of Stober.
And you can see Allison Hughes sitting way back in the lane. Camden Paul coming around.
And Camden Paul to the basket scores. Camden Paul having a great second half. And that foul going to go against Allison Hughes. That'll be her third, so a little bit of foul trouble creeping up here.
Substitution in the game for Parkway number 5,
Britton Bruns in the lineup. Like we said, she had 12 points in that JV contest, saw a little bit of action in the first half. And it's a 3-point Botkins lead. Paul trying to stretch it out to 2 possessions. She can't quite do it. And Parkway will track down the rebound. Paul up to 6 points on the night.
The Trojans doing a real good job keeping Allison Hughes off the boards here in this game.
We got a full timeout from Parkway. 4:14 to go here in the third quarter. Botkins leading Parkway 20-17 here on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get flight fiber for business backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back here to NKTelco Sports. The Botkins Trojans probably raising some eyebrows in this area, leading by 3 points on the 10-0 Parkway Panthers. And Trojans have played really well at the halftime break.
Yeah, they have. They've come out and they've been attacking the rim a little bit. And now they have Allison Hughes with 3 fouls. You know, they've done a real good job keeping her off the boards. And they've kind of contained Gabrielle Stober a little bit.
Yeah. And they doubled her out that out-of-bounds play, forced her to get it to Adrian Miller. And Miller now on the floor. It's going to cause a Parkway turnover. Dosek with the basketball to Maurer. Maurer going to shot fake on a 3. She likes to take those more often than not. And there it is, a high arcing 3, no good. And there's a foul. That's again, we said with the foul situation and the Botkins' depth is kind of lacking. That's probably not one of your best fouls you could have gave there.
But it is Lydia Dietz's second. They've been getting some strips. They've kind of, at times the refs have let it go a little bit, and then at times they've called some of those that handy stuff.
Adrian Miller in the corner and is trying to pass it, but hits off Dosek's knee. Stober will take it out. Stober inbounds it over to Williamson. They're trying to run Stober off something, yep. And a high arcing 3. Cannot rattle hold. Bruns with the scrappy rebound. Back out to Williamson, over to the safety net and Stober.
Coach Williamson getting some nice minutes out of Britton Bruns here. Now they're posting Stober. Now she just bullied her way to the block there.
And that was a nice athletic move by Gabrielle Stober. 8 points for Gabrielle Stober.
She kicked it to the corner to the Britton Bruns and then just walked right down to the block and had Camden Paul on her hip. And Camden really couldn't get too much from behind on her, and then she just went right to the rim.
And Stober hadn't had success posting up, but that's the first time she probably did. Pitts on the exchange to Paul. Paul driving on the inside. Paul to the basket. Shot no good. And Parkway going to try to reclaim the lead here with 2:38 to go here in the third quarter. You got to love the heart of the Trojans this game, the way they've been playing. Stober on the inside, traveled. They're going to call 3 seconds.
That's on Allison Hughes there. They caught it in the middle of the lane. Instead of catching it up on the free throw line, she caught it in the middle of the lane, and then Stober was just a hair bit late going back door, and then they got the 3-second call on her.
Audrey Nichols in the lineup. She was a starter in the game as Mulaney Maurer going to try to bring it up here against Bruns. Maurer trying to take it sideline, gets a screen from Paul, back out. Paul with the cross-court pass to Dosek in the corner to Dietz. Dietz gives a shot fake. Back out to Paul, 2:14 to go in the third quarter. Low-scoring contest. Paul off-balance shot. Dietz scraps for the rebound. Back over to Pitts. Pitts fouled on the floor, no shot. No NBA continuation here, but Lydia Dietz has got a few scrappy rebounds.
3 offensive rebounds for Lydia Dietz, the 5-foot Lydia Dietz in there, just scrapping around, making herself available. She struggled from the field tonight a little bit, but she's still making sure that, hey, just because I'm not scoring doesn't mean I can't have an impact, and she has saved some extra possessions for the Trojans.
Dosek driving on the inside, back up to the right side in Camden Paul. Paul back out over to Dietz. Dietz with a cross-court pass to Dosek. Trying to drive on the inside. Back out over to Mulaney Maurer. Maurer, well, got a double dribble there for a second, maybe.
Britton Bruns has done a real nice job offensively for the Panthers tonight, you know, coming up off of JV, but she has kind of struggled a little bit when Camden has went and attacked the hole. There she lost her in transition.
And swish from the left wing. Camden Paul, long possession, results in a Botkins 3-point field goal.
It's 9 on the evening now for Camden.
This team playing very well tonight. Miller going to be called for the travel.
5 so far this half on the Lady Panthers.
Emery Niddle going to come in the lineup.
That last possession down there, I believe it was D.D. Pitts got the ball in the low mid-post area, and then Britton Bruns came over to help a little bit, and then it left Camden Paul wide open out there for a 3, and she had her feet set and was ready to go.
And there's going to be a foul. It's going to go against Bruns. She used her body to get after or to slow down there, Lainey Maurer. That's going to be the 5th team foul against Parkway, so that's stuff that we have to look at going into the 4th quarter. Pitts to the basket. Gets around Parkway and doesn't get the shot to fall, but will shoot 2 free throws. So that's against number 14, Audrey Nichols. Says it's her 4th.
Yeah, I don't have. That's what it says on the board. And they're bringing Allison Hughes back in, who has 3.
Again, this team only goes about 7 deep from what it looks like, and that's including bringing up Britton Bruns. Pitts at 50%, misses the first one, but stays true to her average there and splits it from the line. It's the largest lead of the game for Botkins at 24-19. And Pitts gets a tip. Stay with the Panthers.
The Trojans with D.D. Pitts and Camden Paul on the front of that 2-2-1 really causes a little bit of havoc, especially with their athleticism and D.D.'s length.
Stober on the inbound to Hughes. Wide open in the corner. Stober, she's going to take a stab at a 3, and the iron just unkind tonight to Parkway, and a foul against Emery Niddle. It's going to be 1-1 for Botkins.
And a long way to go, Brandon.
Yeah.
44 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Again, the Trojans, it's been their quarter. It was 14-13 Parkway at halftime, but this quarter is an 11-5 Trojan advantage right now as Pitts is trying to extend that lead, and she does as she gets a nice friendly home roll there to go in and give Botkins a 6-point lead.
The Trojans are 5 for 10 from the free throw line right now.
And she splits the difference from the line there, but you'll take that if you're Botkins adding to this lead. Pitts now up to 8. Bruns gets a shot fake to the basket. Beautiful right-handed little teardrop right there, and he gets it to fall. We saw that a few times in the JV game and gets Parkway back within 4. Paul going to pull a quick trigger 3. Got it! Left wing, Camden Paul just took out any momentum that Parkway had there.
Parkway trying to do a little pressing on them, on the Trojans early. Now they've turned it over again. Now if I'm Camden Paul, I want the ball in my hands here.
Up ahead, Pitts has got to take a shot at the horn. Well off the mark there, and got a little too happy there. Could have took another couple dribbles and got a higher percentage shot there.
If you're Coach Carson, you'd like to see Camden, she advanced that to Dee Dee, you would like to say, hey, she's hot right now. Let's get it right back to her as she's coming down, and she had a lane running right down the middle of the lane.
And Botkins with a 7-point lead going into the 4th quarter on the Parkway Panthers, trying to spoil their perfect season. We'll take a break, come back with the 4th quarter of action. You're next on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Back here on NKTelco Sports, I'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of girls high school basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. You can watch the replay of this game Thursday, January 12th at 5 p.m. and Saturday, January 14th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And 28-21 Botkins at the beginning of the fourth quarter. It was a 1-point game at halftime, but that third quarter, Jeremy, was all Trojans.
All Trojans, as they were 5 for 14 from the field, where Parkway was 3 for 8 from the field. Parkway's biggest issue, 6 turnovers in the quarter.
Great straight-up defense by the Trojans on the inside. It's going to stay with Parkway, though. Again, we said maybe the size would make someone like an Allison Hughes might be an issue, but so far it's really been a non-factor. Parkway really struggling from the outside as well, shooting.
They are 1 for 12 from 3 tonight.
That foul going to go against Kennedy Dosek. A reach there will be the fourth team foul, the second against Dosek.
Camden Paul's done an outstanding job on Gabrielle Stover so far, holding her to 8 points. That's 10 below her average.
That shot no good there by Allison Hughes. Like we said, she's really struggled tonight. She averages a double-double of nearly about 13 points and 13 rebounds a game, which is unheard of in high school basketball.
And I haven't kept individual rebounds, but I feel like the Trojans have done a great job keeping her off the boards also.
Dietz with the basketball over to Paul. Maurer, left side over to Dietz in the corner. Dietz gets right by the defense, but got picked by Stober. Dietz tried to take it baseline, but the very active senior Gabrielle Stober with the basketball now. Stober up over to Paige Williamson. Williamson trying to get it to Hughes on the inside. She was fouled going up, and she'll shoot 2. So again, they're trying to emphasize maybe getting it to Allison Hughes a little more here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it kind of looked like they wanted to go inside to her there a little bit. And you definitely get the feel that Stober definitely wants the ball bad right now.
Hughes cannot connect on that first shot from the charity stripe. Trying to get within 6 points here.
Trojans have done a great job on Allison Hughes on this evening. Only has 3 on the evening so far.
Free throw no good, but they get the offensive rebound. Dietz in there to break it up. Paul can't save it in the meantime, though, but a scrappy play by Lydia Dietz to get it away from Gabrielle Stober.
Again, Lydia has 0 points on the night, but has saved multiple possessions for the Trojans tonight. Again, like you said, involved there, had 3 offensive rebounds in the third quarter.
Stober and 1. Stober now in double figures with 10 points. And Parkway outside of Stober has really kind of struggled to find anyone else to help her out offensively.
Yeah, so far on the game, Niddle has 4.
It's going to stay with Parkway, so really a good alternative for Parkway. Even though Stober doesn't hit the rebound, they get to keep possession and try to run Williamson off a screen here. Goes back up over to Stober.
2-man game with Hughes and Stober.
Hughes to the basket. And a rebound, it goes down to Dosek, up ahead quickly to Camden Paul. She just held her pivot foot. Goes back in the corner to Pitts. Pitts driving on the inside. They're going to call a foul. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Pitts. And Pitts has been living at the line, so to speak. This might be her 5th trip. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity, so an opportunity to get some points back here for Botkins and expand the lead. Pitts, his first toss is good.
4 for 9 so far on the evening for D.D. Pitts.
Her and Camden Paul have combined for 21 of the 29 Botkins points that they've put out offensively, and she splits the pair again. She's staying at about that 50% mark, and Dosek forces the jump ball, and it will stay with the Trojans.
How about the 2 seniors there? Both of them now. Now Kennedy Dosek has done a great job guarding Allison Hughes, keeping her off the board, done a lot of that tonight. She's been drawing that assignment, and now she gets them an extra possession on her rebound.
Nice defense by Parkway. Botkins trying to get something to Mulaney Maurer. Dosek throws up the shot, rolls around and falls in. Kennedy Dosek gets her second field goal, and the Botkins lead back out to 8 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Stober tipped from behind. It'll stay with the girls in black. Yes, we've had a couple Parkway substitutions. Audrey Nichols came in a little while ago, and Emery Niddle going to come back in for Parkway. Aforementioned Niddle gets it back over to Williamson. Again, I would think Williamson would have took that shot normally, but Parkway has really struggled from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Williamson's 0 for 6 on the night from 3.
Britton Brunt's shot's no good. Delana Pitts with the rebound. Pitts goes to her left side, kicks out to Dietz in the corner. Dietz got it! Lydia Dietz, we said she's been scrappy on defense. Not much of a better time for her first bucket, an 11-point Trojan lead.
The Trojans defensively have just been outstanding.
Niddle misses the layup, the contested layup, goes back to Stober on the inside. She misses it and she's fouled. But Lydia Dietz, like we said, she's hasn't really scored as much as she usually does, but she averages 24% from beyond the arc, but she hit a big 3 right there.
Yeah, she found herself wide open, had her feet set, and left her rip.
Stober cans the first free throw, and Coach Tyler Carson wants a timeout. It's a full timeout, and we'll take it with them. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Botkins holding on to a 10-point lead, 34-24 over Parkway. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
And welcome back here to NKTelco Sports, coming out Precision Strip timeout. 34-24, Botkins over Parkway. And, I mean, there's a long way to go, less than 5 minutes in the game, but this game's going to raise a lot of eyebrows in the area and show you how good the Botkins Trojans really are.
And Coach Tyler Carson's first year, we talked about it, has made some great adjustments here. You know, he's got a smaller team, but they are scrappy. They've got him going up and down the floor. They've applied this 2-2-1 press that has been working since about midway through the first quarter, and it's kind of got Parkway out of sorts here a little bit.
And it's a 10-point lead. Gabrielle Stober's got one more free throw to shoot here. Both teams in the bonus right now, so that's going to be big down the stretch too, is are you going to be able to hit your free throws? And Stober did can both from the line there. She's got a team-high 12. She's tied with Camden Paul for the most points tonight as aforementioned Paul gets through the trap, goes over to Mulaney Maurer. Maurer cross-court pass back to Paul. Paul going to give it to the sophomore Pitts. Pitts back over to Maurer. Pitts in the corner, brings it
Nichols
back out.
Playing with 4 fouls here with 4.5 to go.
Like I said, both teams don't play with a lot of depth. Maurer passes up on a shot she might usually shoot. Paul gives it back out over to Dosek to Pitts. Pitts going to drive in the lane with a little crease. She was fouled on the floor. She'll again go to the line. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here saying Delana Pitts is shooting free throws again. And that's Nichols' 5th there. And Allison Hughes quickly off the bench.
And Allison Hughes has 3 fouls.
Again, foul trouble for, both these teams are playing about 7 deep. And Pitts cannot get the first one connected. Toilet bowl rolled out, so to speak. And Williamson on the inside drew contact, and this might be where the game is decided. If Parkway wants to get back in this, you might have to rely on some of these missed free throws or capitalizing on free throws.
We noticed that with about a minute or so ago that Parkway was really trying to attack the basket. They're now in the 1-and-1, and the Trojans are in the 1-and-1. So, like you said,
both these teams are playing about 7 deep. So they're really trying to both emphasize, going at the basket, maybe drawing some contact there, as Williamson gets her first point of the night.
That's the first time Williamson's seen the ball go through the hole. You wonder if that's going to help her confidence, because she looked really apt to wanting to shoot a minute earlier.
Stober, shot no good. Rebound by Maurer. Parkway going to apply a little pressure in the backcourt. Ball goes over to Dietz. Dietz trying to get right by Hughes. Stober coming with some pressure. And there's a foul on Hughes.
Number 4 on Allison Hughes.
That's a little tightly called. Didn't see much contact there. Like you said, that's Hughes' 4th.
And some of that you wonder is a little bit of her size compared to Lydia there. It looks like she's reaching a little bit harder and a little bit longer when, if that's maybe a Mulaney Maurer out there, they might not call it.
Yeah. Dietz will get a shoot, too, and misses the first, as I think Niddle thought there that there's 2 of them to toss, or 1 of them to toss in there for the 1-and-1, but Dietz goes empty from the line. Tough break for the Trojans as Williamson hauls it down. 3:44 to go here. Botkins up 34-26 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. My name's Brandon Coverman, and alongside me, Jeremy Plyman.
Trying to go inside to Allison Hughes. Now she's going to the free throw line.
Again, we might be living here these last 3.5 minutes, Jeremy. So, again, it's 4, Again, if you want to get in this foul game that we've kind of been in the second half, we've seen really it hurt both teams. You lose Nichols right away. Hughes has got 4. The rebound there by Stober. Dietz.
Lydia Dietz.
What a play. Lydia Dietz, who weaves back in over to Maurer for DePaul. But again, now 4 fouls on Pitts, who's been a key contributor tonight in this 8-point lead for the Trojans. So this foul trouble is existent on both sides for both these teams that play about 7 deep. Maurer loses it in the lane, tries to regather it, but Emery Niddle fell on the baseline while touching the ball.
Dee Pitts causes some issues for the Panthers because she's playing the post for us, but yet loves to come from the outside and on the wing. So you kind of got to come out on her, and that's what got Nichols and Hughes in some foul trouble here.
Jana Metz now in the lineup for Pitts, going to try to protect her a little bit for those 4 fouls. Dietz with the basketball, weaving in and out. Under 3 minutes to go. Paul going to be patient with the basketball. It's got some space from Britton Bruns in the lineup. On the weave over to Dietz. And Botkins in the double bonus. Parkway will be in the double bonus the rest of the way out.
Coach Williamson's got some decisions to be making here real soon. It's 2:43 left to go, and the Trojans seem really willing to just kind of milk this thing out and run this weave out top. If you're the Panthers, who are you looking to foul? And they're going to choose Lydia Dietz right now.
And again, that burned about 35 seconds there too. So if you can even hit just one of these, which you ideally want to hit both, but you can, that's a huge momentum swing for Botkins. And if you can get a stop here on this end, that really changes the philosophy of this game, as Dietz cannot connect on the year. Dietz from the line is right at, she was only 3 of 5 coming in, so a small sample size, but Dietz splits the pair, and she's got 4, and the Botkins has a 9-point lead. Ball kicked out. Bruns from the left wing. Fires, got it. Just what Parkway needed. And Coach Dan Williamson takes the timeout. His freshman Britton Bruns gives Parkway some life with 2:20 to go. And
the freshman's got 7 on the night, has played extremely well, giving Coach Williamson some good minutes here. Now, if you're Coach Williamson, you're coming out here, you've been doing a 2-2-1 press. It's worked kinda, but when the Trojans have broke it, they've gotten layups on the other end. You probably got to stay with that here, or you're probably discussing in there, who are you looking to foul? Who are we looking to foul right now? And you imagine they're probably going to look to foul, either Dee Pitts or Lydia Dietz, who have both struggled a little bit here from the free throw line tonight.
Our additional sponsors here on NKTelco: Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Heelsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Securicom, the St. Henry Bank, and Wilson Health sponsoring high school basketball here on NKTelco Sports. Ball fluttering around. Elena Pitts gets it, cannot hit the layup. And that's exactly the possession that Parkway needed.
And I feel like both teams kind of got lucky there.
And Stober puts it in. That's a quick 5-point swing here for Parkway. Pitts gets it over to Paul as the fans starting to get in this game. Yeah. And Parkway wanted to travel. Don't think she quite walked. But a quick 5-point swing there. Now if you're the Trojans, these free throws are becoming more critical now because of the momentum that Parkway's got now. And Coach Dan Williamson going to get a warning on the bench. Good job by the official to give a warning and not a technical in that situation.
Emotions are a little high right now, and there's nothing worse than, you love to see coaches with passion, and you appreciate the referee giving a little bit of a warning there. Camden Paul shooting 80% from the free throw line on the year, so I'm not sure that's who Coach Williamson wants to see on the free throw line.
And Paul splits the pair, expands the Bokken lead back out to 5. It's been as high as 11. Williamson nearly walked, loses the ball. Paul gets it and is fouled by Emery Niddle. Kind of incidental contact, but a foul nonetheless. That's her third.
Down that fouls column on both teams here, Brandon, there are a lot of 3s and 4s.
And there's, I was going to say, we're getting into this foul game really early, too.
And like you said, both teams only playing about 7 deep.
And Camden Paul gets a nice, friendly home Botkins roll. And it falls in. She's got a game high, tied for a game high 14 with Gabrielle Stober. Paul dips and knees, fires, cannot hit, splits the pair from the line. Botkins just needs to sit and guard this possession. And if you're really, what you're really thinking about, just trying to get a stop in any way you can. Stober, guarded by Camden Paul. Kicks it out to Niddle. Niddle going to fire a 3. Shot in and out. Williamson skies in for the rebound. Stober, a 3. Dances out. And there's going to be a travel on Pitts. I believe that was the right call. She didn't have much contact, so Parkway will keep possession with 1:22 to go. Trailing by 6. Botkins up 37-31. Niddle gets the ball quickly back out to Stober. She's going to fire a high arcing 3. It's no good. Pitts gets it and Botkins holds. Pitts, with all eyes on the basket, is fouled by Britton Bruns. That'll be her third. And when Pitts is in the open court, her eyes are just solely on that, cylinder.
I don't know if Dee Dee had any recollection she was going to bring that back out. She wanted to get to the rim there, and probably might not a bad idea. You still got 1:13 to go.
And it falls in. Her average is right down the middle at 50%. And Botkins leads by 7. Again, Parkway 10-0 on this season. Botkins trying to split the leader in the MAC. Well, it would be a huge win for not only Botkins, but just represent the Shelby County Athletic League. 38-31, Bruns pressured. The freshman finds it to the senior leader, Stober. 1 minute to go. Stober goes up to Williamson. High arcing 3. She needs it. Can't get it. Hughes with the rebound, but I think she walked. And they're going to give her 2 free throws. Parkway caught a break there. She shuffled the feet, I believe, before she even got the shot off. That's the 3rd foul on Camden Paul.
Williamson took that one from deep.
Again, like we said, Parkway has fallen in love with that 3-point shot, but they haven't hit it at a high rate tonight. They've really struggled with it. Hughes goes empty from the line, so the foul does not hurt Botkins, and Pitts is going to go to a place she knows all too well.
Been there 7 times tonight, or 7 trips to there tonight.
And again, Stober's 2nd foul. Again, each team in the double bonus. Yeah, and this Botkins team, too, playing without Janelle Plattfoot. Again, we haven't really talked about that a whole lot tonight. Kind of adjusting to learn to playing without her as Pitts misses the first one. Just trying to adjust. This is only their second game they've played without her.
Dee Dee is now 5 for 16 from the free throw line. 5 for 17.
Again, with a 7-point lead, you take that if you're Coach Tyler Carson. Middle on the inside, fouled by Mulaney Maurer. That's going to be her fourth. Again, as the foul issues on both sides just continue to progress.
And I feel like these two sets of 5 out there, outside of when,
And Niddle cannot connect on the first one.
Outside of when the other one fouled out there for the Panthers, these two sets of 5 have been in there for a long time.
Niddle gets the second one to fall, so Parkway claws back within 6. Middle with 5 on the night. Dietz with the basketball to Maurer. Goes back over to Pitts again, and I think Parkway will foul her, and that's Hughes'
Well,
bit.
that was the problem. Hughes, she kind of stood there, and everybody's yelling at her to foul. Now number 5 is Tun's heading to the bench because she just picked up her 5th foul.
There's Adria Miller's going to come in. Said Pitts is 5 of 17 from the line. Gotta get at least one here to try to expand this out to a 3-possession game. And she cannot connect. As a free throw, like I said, it's going to become all too important as with being 38-32 Botkins. It's a full timeout. We'll keep it here. And
it gets to a point here now. I think the last 2, Dee Dee was long.
Yeah.
Now she's short. And we've seen this even out of good free throw shooters, that once you kind of get off that mark, then you start searching in the middle of the game. It can get a little tough. And, to Dee Dee's credit, though, she's rebounding like a madman on the other end down there. So, you look at the play that she's got 10 points on the night. Camden Paul with 14 has had a tremendous game. And then we go back to Lydia Dietz, scrapping around, has multiple offensive rebounds, gets the strip of Stober on what was probably going to be an easy 2, and then comes down and bangs the 3 in the corner. Had a tremendous fourth quarter here.
And again, it was a 34-23 Botkins lead at one point. They had it as high as 11. Parkway's clawed back within to as close as 5. So again, here's the situation with 33 seconds left. Botkins 38, Parkway 2. Both teams in the double bonus. Allison Hughes and Audrey Nichols have fouled out for Parkway. There's multiple players out there with 4 fouls. And Pitts' second free throw, no good. And it'll be Parkway basketball.
And as much as Dee Dee struggled from the free throw line, Parkway's 4 for 12 in the quarter from the free throw line. So they've had their opportunities, and 2 of them were 1-and-1s.
And like I mentioned, I said earlier, the free throws are going to become critical down the stretch. Williamson, high, arcing 3. It's no good. It goes down to Botkins, so there's a jump ball.
Wow.
Arrow favors Parkway, so Parkway catches a break there. 21.5 seconds to go. They still trail 6. They're probably going to go back with that three-pointer. 4 across. Williamson gets it on the left side. They're trying to run something for Stober. Stober's got to get it off. The high arcing 3 bangs home. And she got a friendly hit of the glass there. Boy, that came off her hands. I was thinking, no way.
Yeah. Thought that one looked a little rough. She wasn't quite set all the way on the other side there, and it got into her hands. So now, if you're Parkway, you have to go for the quick steal, and if it's not there, if you're Coach Carson, you have a decision to be made here. Do you keep Dee Dee on the floor or do you have her taking the ball out of bounds and help allow you not to get her the basketball? Because you got to believe they're going to try to almost let Dee Dee open, and they're going to go get her in a hurry.
And again, probably try to get it to someone like a Camden Paul here in this situation is probably who Botkins would think of. Gabrielle Stober now at 17 points, right at her season average, which she came in at 17.2 points a game. So
you got to believe if you're Coach Carson, you're looking to get it to either Camden Paul, who came into the game at 80%, or can you get it to Kennedy Dosek, who came in shooting 73% on the year so far. So those are the two girls you probably would like to get it to, especially without Janelle Plattfoot in there, who is also about a 78 or 68% free throw shooter. That's another part that without Janelle Plattfoot, you've lost another junior who's been around in these situations a lot.
Trying to get the basketball in. They'll get it into Mulaney Maurer. Back over to Dosek, and Dosek will allow Stober to foul her. So that's again, too, you get Stober to foul. Mm-hmm. So if you go into overtime, maybe, obviously Botkins doesn't hope that, but she does pick up another foul. So.
And that got inbounded to Mulaney Maurer, and she got it back to Kennedy Dosek in a heartbeat. And Kennedy looked like she was not doing anything with that basketball. She wanted fouled.
Dosek, first free throw, hits it. Botkins up 2 possessions. Dosek, 5 points now on the night for the senior. Dosek hits the second one, and it works out to perfection, and Botkins inches closer to an upset.
If you're Coach Carson, that's what you want out of senior leadership right there.
And it's a 40-35 ball game. Botkins calls a timeout, and again, you're just playing straight up defense here. You're not necessarily, just saying I'll let you have whatever you want, but just kind of letting them go down the floor. And
if you're Parkway and Trojan, the Botkins does not want to foul here, I'm probably getting the ball to Gabrielle Stover and tell her to go all the way to the hole. Just go get 2. Let's extend this game as long as we can. I think they have another timeout left. I thought I saw the referee tell them they had one more left over there. So then you just call the timeout, and can we continue to extend this game and try to pick up another foul on the other end, get another foul and get the ball back again. Now, if you do that and you get the foul and you get the misses, you've got to be in a rush to get it to the other side. And at that point in time, I guess you play it out however it is. And the Trojans are going to double team Stober right off the bat.
I think we had the official blow it dead before we even started, and 13 seconds. Both teams in the double bonus, a 5-point Botkins lead. Williamson gets it in quickly. Again, time wasting off when you get pressure in the backcourt like this. Williamson's, you get it up to Stober. A heave off the iron, no good. And the Botkins Trojans are going to pull off an upset. Parkway Panthers perfect, no more. As they're going to get what is arguably probably the biggest win of the season for Botkins.
Yeah, I would say, this is a big one for them. This is the biggest test they had in the non-conference coming in.
And Maurer cans the first one. Just adding to this, and what a game here tonight at the Botkins Athletic Complex. And a huge win as Maurer puts the cherry on top here, and Stober fires. Nowhere close. Wouldn't matter anyway, and the Botkins Trojans win 42-35 over the Parkway Panthers. And Parkway falls for the first time tonight. What a win for not only Botkins, like I said before, the Shelby County Athletic League. Again, it's adding to its basketball reputation, and a great win for Coach Carson's squad, and a 42-35 victory. And we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here as we get some of this coordinated here to this ending, winning coordinated here. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, scoreboard sponsor First National Bank, Think First, starting lineup sponsor Emerson Climate Technologies, and our timeout sponsor is brought to you by Precision Strip. Some of our other sponsors are Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Securecom, the St. Henry Bank, and Wilson Health. Again, a 42-35 victory for Botkins. And again, we'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors would like to bring you replays of this game, and in particular on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Catch the replays of this game Thursday, January 12th at 5 p.m. and Saturday, January 14th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And again, the Botkins Trojans advance to 8-5 on the season, while the Parkway Panthers fall again for the first time this year. And what a game here tonight at the Botkins Athletic Complex here. And let's take a look at our final numbers. Here brought to you by Wagner's IGA.
For the visiting Parkway Panthers, they got 17 points from senior Gabrielle Stober, 7 points from Britton Bruns, the freshman, 5 points from Emery Niddle, and probably the big one, only 3 points from Allison Hughes, who was in foul trouble most of the night. For the Panthers, they shot 12 of 43 from the field, 2 of 19 from 3. And then we talked about that throughout the game where they just were not getting some of them to fall. And then even though the Trojans had their problem at the free throw line, we'll talk about, we're 8 for 18 from the free throw line, the Panthers were. For the Botkins Trojans, they were led in scoring by Camden Paul, the junior, with 14, Dee Pitts with 10 points, tremendous number of rebounds. Kennedy Dosek and Mulaney Maurer both had 6 apiece. And then 4 points from Lydia Dosek in the fourth quarter, and was tremendous getting some scrappy plays throughout. They were 12 of 36 from the field, 4 of 18 from 3, and 14 for 34 from the free throw line.
And again, a 42-35 victory. That's the biggest win of the season, I would say, for the Botkins Trojans. A very quality win over a very good Parkway team. And before we leave, let's name our NKTelco player of the game here. And you're going to go with for Botkins?
We're going to go with Camden Paul. She had 14 points on the night. She guarded Gabrielle Stober most of the time, held Stober in check for a long time there, and then at the end, knocked down a free throw to kind of keep them going, and then got the loose ball at the end there. So we're going to go with junior Camden Paul.
So Camden Paul, congratulations, our NKTelco player of the game. Botkins takes an 8-day layoff before they play the tied for league leaders, Fort Laramie Redskins, undefeated Fort Laramie Redskins, here at home. That's a game you can catch here on NKTelco Sports. So again, you want to buy the pay-per-view or you have a season pass, you can catch that game here in 8 days. So a nice deserved layoff after a big win tonight here for Botkins.
If you're Coach Carson, happy 2023. He's real happy about this one. They got the nice win last Thursday against Anna, kind of righted the ship after 4 losses in a row there. Come back after a New Year's break, and on the first day back, you take off the number 1 team in Northwest Ohio in Division III in the Parkway Panthers.
So again, congratulations to Botkins Trojans for a final time win 42-35. We'd like to thank you for joining this broadcast of NKTelco Sports. For Jeremy Plyman, I'm Brandon Coverman. And again, for the final time, the Botkins Trojans knock off the Parkway Panthers 42-35. We'll catch you here next time on NKTelco Sports.